shift gears a little bit now. Let's move on to defining fear. The reason why I wanted to talk about fear in this presentation is that a lot of our choices that impact us negatively do stem from fear. So, the definition of fear is an emotional response induced by a perceived threat, which causes a change in brain and organ function and behavior. So that's a perceived threat. Might be real, might not be. Fear can lead you to hide, run away, or freeze, even become paralyzed and unable to do anything. Have you ever felt that way? I know I have. I've been so overwhelmed or fearful or anxiety ridden by maybe what I had to do, what I was supposed to do, and literally just popped my head in the sand, turned on Netflix, turned on the TV, just avoided what I needed to do because I was scared. So fear may arise from confrontation or from avoiding a threat or in the form of a discovery. Fear is certainly real and necessary when you're confronted with some form of immediate danger to your life. Let's say, such as being chased by a bear in the woods, right? Or coming face to face with someone pointing a gun at our head or threatening our lives. Fortunately, for the most part, those of us who do live in a safe country and a fairly safe city, your life is not in danger on a day to day basis. Yet, you may still live with paralyzing fear. Some of the types of fear include fear of failure, even fear of success. People are fearful of success and what they might have to do when they're successful. There's the fear of public speaking. Apparently, people are more scared of public speaking than dying. That's how deathly scared people are of getting up in public. When I was in university, I was deathly afraid of public speaking. And to the point where I would drop classes if I knew there was a presentation. I'd be sweating during the presentation, shaking, choking on my words. And again, I consciously made the choice to get over that fear. I went through some hardcore training sessions. There were these one training sessions that was called Rapport Leadership International. And I'll never forget one of my most amazing teachers who unfortunately has passed on much earlier before her time. She taught us the class. I got to work with her even after I graduated, and I was part of the training team, and it was such an amazing experience. But this weekend basically locked you into the hotel where you stayed and forced you to get up in front of public, forced you to do a talk, forced you to break through your fears. And basically, by the time you were done that weekend, you walked out going, man, if I could survive that, I'm good. I can do anything. It was one of the most amazing experiences and the reason why I can even speak in public today. So if you're scared of speaking in public, but you want to break through that fear, best thing you can do is jump in and just do it. Our fears real. They certainly seem real at the time, don't they? However, I love this definition of fear. And I heard this from one of my coaches, and it is that fear stands for false expectations appearing real. So what does this mean? Well, it means that many of the fears that you think are real are all in your head, the result of limiting beliefs you have developed at some point in your life as a result of a certain circumstance. The problem is these fears are the reason why you are not reaching for the stars. You are not accomplishing your goals and not living the life you have dreamed of. Now, this is a process. We are all at a different stage in our lives. We are all going through this process and working on releasing any kind of fear. It's interesting. I really, again, keep that definition of fear in your mind and just remind yourself of that when you do find yourself hiding from something or cowering away from a great opportunity. So, how do we overcome fear? Well, fear is not a product of your life. It is the result of a hallucinating mind and believing that something bad will happen to you in the future based on the past. But here's the thing, you can't predict the future. You have no idea what's going to happen in the future. And we make up all these little stories about what's going to happen. What if, what if? But all you can do is live in the moment. right? Live for the now as much as you can, and fear will start to diminish. This will then allow you to get on with what it is that you want to do and leave everything else in the past and be excited for the future as it comes. Think about it this way: what is the worst that can happen? Could you die? I suppose any of us can at any time. We all have to die at some point, right? So why not live your life now and enjoy life while you are here? Some of the most successful people in the world speak about fear and how they overcame it. So I'm going to show you a list of few of my favorite quotes that I would suggest that you write down and post them and read them. Number one from Mark Twain: do the thing you fear the most, and death of fear is certain. Love that, right? Remember how I said, oh, no, I was scared of public speaking? I jumped in and went to it and went for it a whole weekend. And basically beat it into you that public speaking is fun and exciting. And the fear was gone by the time I was done. Next one: unknown. If you live in fear of the future because of what happened in your past, you'll end up losing what you have in the present. How true is that one? By Stephanie Mellish: fear is an idea crippling, experience crushing, success stalling, inhibitor inflicted only by yourself, right? We're doing it to ourselves. So, what about failure? Think about this for a minute. Have you ever done something because you were scared to fail? Have you ever not done something because you were scared to fail? You thought that not doing it at all was better than failing? I'll tell you, I have felt this way and acted in this way too many times to count. And I really want to help us all break that habit. I've often thought, if I can't do it absolutely 100% to perfection, I'm not going to do it at all. So sometimes, if you're a perfectionist like I am, this will absolutely prevent you from accomplishing your goals, being happy, and finding that true potential. Many successful people before us have failed, and time again, they say it was because they failed that they were successful. They learned from each one of those failures. Here's a few more quotes that I love. Henry Ford: failure is the opportunity to begin again, only this time more wisely, right? So we learn from our failures. Unknown again: the one who falls and gets up is so much stronger than one who never fell. And I'm going to relate this one, whether it's to your business or health and wellness. There are so many women that I have come across who have said, I don't want to go to a gym, I'm too scared. And they never go. And they never even start an exercise program because they're too intimidated and they're too scared. But yet, I have also spoken to so many women, and me included, who have said, I'm too scared to go to the studio, one of the studios that I work at, because it's going to make me work too hard. It's going to be too much and I won't be able to handle it. Well, those same women have now completely transformed their lives. They're healthier, they're stronger, they're fitter than they ever have been. And they actually love now to be pushed to those ways that they always were scared of before, right? It's just taking that step to get there. So I went to a presentation, a conference one year, a few years back, and got the chance to hear Dr. Lisa Rankin speak about her book, a new book at the time called The Fear Cure. Great book. Totally recommend that you read it. And she talked about some tips on how to release fear. So here are the four things she said. Uncertainty, number one, uncertainty is a gateway to possibility. This means that even though you embark on a journey into the unknown, you never know what doors of possibilities come your way just for having the courage to take the first step. So sometimes that road less traveled is the exact road you needed to be on. Second one, loss is natural and can lead to growth. This means that life is about loss, but every time you lose something, or perhaps unfortunately even someone, you learn a valuable lesson that you can grow from and be better next time. Third one, it's a purposeful universe. This means that everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. Even though we might not know why something is happening at the moment, the reason will come clear to you one day and you will be grateful for it. The best thing that you can do is trust that everything will work out as it's supposed to do. And a lot of people in this situation that we're in right now with the COVID-19 is a lot of people are living in that fear, right? Of the unknown, of what's going to happen. And the one thing that keeps me going every day is that I know there's a reason this is happening. And the reason this is happening is going to be different for everyone, right? For me, I already know one of the biggest reasons why this has happened in my life. Number one, it's for me to gain perspective on what's important in my life. And it's also for me to slow down, right? And I think that's a big one for a lot of people. And then finally, we are all one. This means that every person is connected in some way. So just take comfort in knowing that we're all on the same journey. We're just on a different path to get there. And I love a lot of the communication that's coming through on the COVID-19 stuff is this idea that we are all one. The whole world right now is essentially in this together. I think it's an amazing opportunity to come together and really understand each other. It's just that we have to allow that to happen. We've got to look at it through not a fearful lens, but of a comforting lens that, hey, we're all here together. And you know what? No matter what happens, we'll all be okay because no matter what happens, was supposed to happen. So I want you to start making a list of all the things you have wanted to do, but didn't do because you were afraid to do. And then once you've made that list of all the things you didn't do because you were afraid to do, I want you to think about what were you scared of? What were you worried about? And again, think about, when we're scared to do something, why do we always think of the what if negative? One of my coaches helped me transform my mind to thinking, what if positive? What if you do this and this amazing thing happens? What if you do this and this amazing thing happens? Right? And it's like, oh, yeah, there is that side. The next thing to make a list of is all the things you've done but failed in some way or another. Now, although you might not want to think about your failures, I want you to think about how did that experience of failure make you stronger and smarter? And what did you learn from that failure? Because there's always a learning that comes from some sort of failure. Now, I also want you to make a list of all the things you want to accomplish in your life. And when you think about those things, notice the feelings that come up. Is it fear? Are you like, oh, I don't know if I can do it? And then I want you to think about all the ways you will push through your fears to accomplish these things that you want to have in your life. Okay, so write those three things down, pause the video, go back to the video, and really truly take some time to make those lists. I know I have had to do this. I've done this activity before personally, and it is a very transformative experience. So I encourage you to do it. And of course, if you need support or questions, let me know. We're going to finish here with the last quote from George Adair saying, everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. So thank you everybody for another great day. And I really, truly hope that you found, again, some value in this presentation. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.